Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. It's quiet out there now, but strong to severe storms could interrupt our sleep overnight. Meteorologist Evan Hatter has more on what to expect on this severe weather alert day. Evan.
That's right, Steve. People may be seeing that severe weather alert day and going, what do you mean severe weather alert day? Yeah, it's hot, but it's sunny out. Well, not for long, and I don't just mean because the sun is setting. As we stand outside at the moment, we are dry and calm. High knob camera UVA-wise, you see some of those clouds trying to billow up into a shower or storm, but they're not having much luck so far. Further to the south and west, planes on the runway at London Corbin Airport. As you'd expect, it's an airport, but sitting at 90 degrees at the moment, and that's where many of us are. Upper 80s to near 90, but factor in the dew points, which are in the middle and upper 70s, and it feels closer to the century mark just about everywhere. That's storm fuel. Pinpoint Doppler's quiet right now, but back out to the west, we're following a frontal boundary that's moving its way through southern Indiana that could spark off more showers and storms as it approaches the Ohio River later on tonight. Areas to the north under the level 2 slight risk. Everybody else, the level 1 marginal risk as we head through tonight. Damaging winds and heavy rain are going to be those main threats as they work through the evening hours. I'll have the very latest on timing and what to expect coming up in just a little bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Gas prices continue to go down. According to AAA, gas is down another 3 cents in the U.S. And in Kentucky, more than 30 counties now are pricing gas under $4 for the first time in months. The cheapest gas is in Knox County. It's $3.49 a gallon at one station. Samantha Valentino is there.
The average price of gas in Kentucky is $4.12, according to AAA.
Gas, that's probably one of the stingiest things that Americans, I'll be honest, that's the most they're stingy about. Gas, you know, we use in everything. Lawn equipment, vehicles, anything that you can think of, gas is used in it.
Here in Barberville, you can get a gallon of gas for $3.49, 63 cents below the state's average.
To pretty much give it almost away like that, that's very kind.
Some customers have traveled through multiple states recently and say these prices are the cheapest they've seen.
I was recently living in Florida and the gas prices was there like $5.65. Then you come through Georgia, it's like $4.29.
Knox County has the cheapest average price in Kentucky at $3.69. But the owner of Spur Oil, Ronnie Messer, wanted to go even further and make his price $3.49. Customers tell me they appreciate the prices being so low, while the owners say they're just trying to do what they can to give back to the community.
We just are proud of our store. We're proud to serve our customers. They all thank us for doing that, and they're proud of us. They say, we'll be back.
And they've been lined up to the highway about it at the pumps
for days.
Mm-hmm.
The owners say they've been trying to lower the prices at their 7 different locations as they can. They've been keeping their customers up to date with the prices on their Facebook page. In Knox County, Samantha Valentino.
The average price of gas in the U.S., again, according to AAA, is $4.46 a gallon, but it's lower here in Kentucky where it's around $4.12. Tomorrow marks 3 weeks since 3 Floyd County law enforcement officers and a police canine were killed in an ambush. Today in Frankfort, state lawmakers heard firsthand accounts about the ordeal. Lawmakers were told of the heroic actions of all 3 men and the canine who died, several of them being legends in the law enforcement world, others about to be. Lawmakers in the interim committee also honored all of them with special plaques and gave them a standing ovation after hearing more about what happened.
Went into those first 2 officers that came as backup, who you couldn't make 3 years experience between both of them, and he went straight to them, and he did not go down without a fight.
Prestonsburg and Floyd County officials and those in the police and sheriff's office say they are going to do everything they can to make sure the families of the officers are well taken care of. They say they are also getting support from out of state and as far away as Oregon. Tonight at 6, you'll hear from one of those injured for the first time. After a 2-year break due to COVID, there was a friendly battle between coal mine companies today during a mine rescue competition in one eastern Kentucky county. WYMT's Dakota Makris brings us the action.
8 coal mine company rescue teams from Kentucky, Virginia, and Alabama competed in the Harlan County Safety Days Mine Rescue Competition, a 3-day event. The competition kicked off Tuesday with educational training, with the companies competing against each other over the next 2 days.
They're required by federal law to compete in 2 mine rescue contests a year, and this contest provides 2 of those mine rescue contests.
Wednesday's contestants were made up of larger coal companies with 36 or more employees. The teams go through real-life emergency situations inside the courses.
They'll have some men that are barricaded, that they have to clear gases, they have to utilize ventilation. There'll be several ventilation changes. They'll have to remove the gases, the harmful and explosive gases out of the mines.
County leaders say these types of events are crucial to mining safety, saying when a miner goes into a coal mine, their goal is to make it out alive.
You're seeing some new faces here, and being able to meld the experience on this field with some of these new miners coming in is one of the most important things that I feel we can do for the mining industry.
Giving the teams a chance to freshen up on their skills.
You're seeing a great mix of experience in different areas and different situations that really can't be overstated, the importance of that.
In Harlan County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
The top 3 winners are announced for each day, along with an overall winner. Yesterday, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Respect for Marriage Act, which would secure federal protections for same-sex and interracial couples. The Fairness Campaign is Kentucky's LGBTQ advocacy organization. Executive Director Chris Hartman called the House vote a victory, but noted there's still a lot at stake. 47 Republicans joined every Democrat, including Louisville's John Yarmuth, in supporting the bill. Kentucky's 5 Republican representatives voted against it.
So 5 out of 6 of our congressional delegation in Kentucky has said that they don't have respect for same-sex relationships.
After the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, Justice Clarence Thomas suggested that decisions involving same-sex marriage and access to contraception should also be reconsidered. Lawmakers swiftly created the Respect for Marriage Act to ensure that won't happen. Today, President Biden hit the road to Somerset, Massachusetts to lay out new executive actions on climate change. He made the announcement outside of a coal-powered plant that now supports offshore wind energy. The speech comes as the president faces a roadblock in Congress to his larger climate agenda. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
President Biden declared climate change an existential threat while visiting Massachusetts, one of many states experiencing a scorching heat wave this week.
We need to act. Just take a look around. Right now, 100 million Americans are under heat alert.
At a manufacturing facility for offshore wind energy projects, the president announced plans to boost the industry, as well as executive action to help communities and low-income Americans deal with extreme weather.
For the first time, states will be able to use federal funds to pay for air conditioners in homes, set up community cooling centers in schools where people can get through these extreme heat crises.
The president also warned if Congress won't act, he will. He's facing yet another roadblock after West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin said he couldn't support climate provisions in the Democratic spending package out of concern over cost and inflation. But President Biden has stopped short of declaring a national emergency on climate change for now.
President Biden, if he were to declare an emergency, would be directing funds to projects that would contribute to mitigation of climate change, perhaps things like subsidizing renewable energy projects, solar and wind projects.
Environmental law professor Robert Glicksman says while the president has tools, executive action does not replace congressional legislation.
The idea that we should do nothing is just not acceptable.
Democrats are hopeful they can get Manchin to change his mind, while the White House says more executive actions on climate are expected. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
The Biden administration says it's also prioritizing and enforcing workplace safety during extreme heat. Since April, the Department of Labor and OSHA say they've conducted more than 560 heat-related inspections focused on high-risk industries such as farming or construction across 43 states. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, scammers posing as the federal government offering grants for a fee. What to look for when imposters reach out.
But first, before the heat arrives, the potential for showers and storms heading our way. Details on our Severe Weather Alert Day coverage coming right up next.